what's being realized is that how the body is, this whole chronic fatigue that I've been working with for ages, is really all about repressed emotion. And now I know it's repressed anger. Being a freaking manifestor, I should have known this. Now I realize, yeah, it's a lot of anger. Angry at everything. I want to make an update. It's been a while. Because I just want to document like a before and after, because I've started something that seems like I feel like with this I'm actually going to be able to heal my body. I am seeing results. It's been 3 weeks. Earlier this year, I think I posted about it, discovering anger repression underneath the fatigue. And I worked a little bit with my friend Amaya using Kiloby Inquiries and brought it up a little bit. But now I've been absolutely miserable. Like the suffering has been off the charts. And so, in just going into the despair and the sadness and like giving up and just hopelessness and just all those feelings, sending out, like begging for mercy and sending out a prayer, please God, I really need something to help me, because I don't feel like it's been like I feel like I'm not going to make it. So Kiloby Inquiries came back around. An email came in from Scott about a group mentorship. So I signed up, and I mean, like, it was like one of those, like, yes, this is it. This is what I need. The body lit up. It was a yes. Joined in. So basically what my insights now are that, like, it's not just a little bit of anger. It's not just like a few sessions of releasing anger and then I'm going to be good. This is like a reservoir of anger inside, and it's kind of like in this column in my chest right now. And then underneath anger is like a bunch of fear, which I haven't quite tapped into that yet, but I'm just working on the anger. And every day I'm waking up exhausted, and I'm using caffeine to get through the day. I am taking care of dogs and having, like, I'm able to like get out into nature and do walks. Like, I've been walking quite a bit. But just other than just the basics, there's not much else going on, and a lot of extreme emotions, which, the mold can cause that. Yes, I understand, but also a backup of emotion can cause this. So what I'm seeing is, it's been a slow shift from pointing and saying the sickness it's mold, it's parasites, it's the external environment, which, anything that we like point to, like the physical, it's because of toxins or what I'm eating or the supplements or whatever it is. Mostly, that is pointing to something external. And what's being realized is that, like, how the body is, this whole chronic fatigue that I've been working with for ages, is really all about repressed emotion. And now I know it's repressed anger. Being a freaking manifestor, I should have known this. And they say the manifestor is like the angry one, and I was like, I'm not the angry. There was some anger, some anger, but now I realize, yeah, it's a lot of anger. Angry at everything. And I think because I've had such a long journey with this fatigue, it's like angry at the system, angry at being poisoned, angry at my parents, angry at everything and everyone. And so my daily practice now is like, the fatigue comes on, and mostly every day there's like this midday point when the caffeine wears off and the fatigue sets in, the chest pain, the chest heaviness. And so sitting down and doing this little exercise of bringing up my parents, it's a whole process. And then rather than letting the sadness and the despair come up, I still feel that too, but getting underneath that and just getting into the I'm angry. And you can literally, like, I feel it in my body. It's a contraction. And as I rev it up, all this anger comes out, and I am screaming and shouting and shaking, and just, whoa, it's like the wrath of Kali Ma, and just like all, like fire coming out of my body, and just for like 20 minutes. And I can keep going. So, what I'm seeing is that now, like, I'm having some relief. I mean, here I am making this video. I'm having like a little bit of clarity right now. I can feel there is some fatigue in the body, and I haven't done my practice today yet, but yesterday I had a very profound experience of, here's that heaviness in the chest, here's the fatigue, midday. Okay, go in the room, shut the door because it scares the dog, and do this release and feel the transmutation of the contraction in the body. Feel it, like, and scream as long as that's there. Just like let it out as long as that contraction is there. And then when it kind of dissipated by the end of the session yesterday, there was a little less fatigue, a little less brain fog, a little less muscle soreness. Rather than laying down, I got up and took the dog outside, got into nature, and then slowly, like, I started feeling better and better. And by, the evening came, and usually I'm just like on the couch watching TV. But, I mean, I did that. I should still watch something, but there was not that oppression and that heaviness and that depressed mentality and the sadness and stuff going on. So it was a real breakthrough in seeing that this work is actually going to help with my my fatigue, and it feels so much better to come into this anger. There's like this empowerment feeling, or powerful, like it's bringing some power back. It's bringing life force back, and it is true. Like on the scale, the vibrational scale, like anger is a higher level than despair and hopelessness. So yeah, I'm going to keep working with that. And, Scott, the guy that developed Kiloby Inquiry, healed himself. He had like 3 diseases, chronic pain and like some spinal thing and something else. I'm not sure, but he discovered this way of inquiring to get underneath the familiar program, the familiar emotion. And sometimes that familiar emotion is numbness, feeling nothing. So he devised this way of getting into the contraction in the body and then revealing the emotion in that, the repressed emotion in that. And by working it himself, he healed his body. And not only that, but it also is a process of letting go of the core identity stories that keep us stuck in separation and keep us stuck in the limited box of the me and my story and the victim consciousness and just the stuckness and the suffering of the me. This is a pathway to dismantle all that programming, bring the unconscious conscious, and work with the mind-body connection, making things conscious. I'm still new in this, so I'm still discovering on my own. But right now, the phase that I'm in is just empty the reservoir of anger and see that it's actually helping. So just a report of like waking up, drinking, caffeinated tea, like a double dose, and not doing exercise right now. Then midday, having another, like a Thrive shake, another little dose of caffeine to get through. And then watching TV at night and sleeping for like 10 to 12 hours a night and waking up exhausted, like a constant kind of, like a weird feeling in my head, soreness in my arms and legs, just reporting like current status. And I want to live life. That's the thing. I've been yelling, like screaming at God, screaming at whatever, the universe, like, it's my turn to live. Like, fuck. I've been sick for so long and I'm ready to live. I'm wanting to live. I want to work. I want to have a career in I want to do life. And that's good that I want that. And the key to that is really stopping the disempowerment and coming in and feeling all this pent up anger and bringing conscious, what are the stories that are keeping me sick? So it's kind of a hard thing to do with our chronic illnesses, to really admit or to come to the point where we're like, okay, I'm creating this. It's not XYZ explanation. It's not mold illness. It's not parasites. It's not, everything we want to say it is. Like, yeah, there's an element of that, but really, why is that in our reality? Well, that's in our reality because there's this unconscious programming running the show. The unconscious programming of, I'm not enough, I have to be afraid, for me, I have to keep quiet and stay, I have to be small, I can't express anger, I can't express myself because I'm going to hurt people. All these things that are just automatic that we learn these things in order to survive, and then they're still running the show, so they're still sabotaging our lives. And we can say, oh, I want to manifest a different life, but if we don't address this is the key, the repressed emotion that's underneath the belief systems, we can't reprogram the inside so that we create a new outside. It's not about positive thinking. It's not about affirmations. It's about going into, this process is bringing the unconscious patterning conscious. So there's a lot of repetition of, like, one of my core stories, I'm a failure, I'm a failure, I'm a failure, I'm a failure. And that is what is directly linked to the fatigue. And under that, there's like this anger that, growing up with my parents, I was taught to feel like a failure. And I never, my process up until this point, I've done a whole ton of work, and it's gotten me to this point. I mean, I've gotten a whole bunch of work of bringing in the sadness and allowing the feelings and doing the past life regressions and seeing that it was never my fault. But what I skipped over, and then I went straight to forgiveness. And so one of the things of the anger repressors is we quickly forgive the other. We always say, oh, well, they didn't know any better. And like, my whole thing was like, well, I chose this path and my parents didn't know any better. So they were just playing their roles for me, which is true on a certain level. But one thing I skipped over was like, no, what I experienced and what they did, their unconsciousness and how they made me feel isn't right. Like it's like going backwards in a way to be like, no, that wasn't right, and no, getting poisoned by the government and the stupid medical system and like the education system, all of it is like, that's not right. And I'm admitting that, and I'm angry about it. I'm letting myself be angry about it rather than like justify it in a spiritual way of like, oh, well, that's my karma and that's what I chose to work with. It was like a going around the anger to come back to like forgiveness and just to be the peacemaker. Like one of the personas of the anger repressor is to be the peacemaker, to be the loving one, to be the helpful one, to be the nice one. Oh my God, I have to be nice. This is one of my programs. Like, I have to be nice, I have to be nice, I have to be nice. And it's like, I'm so sick of it. Yeah, so we're like the ones that become spiritual and are all about like having compassion for everybody and being like, it's all love and it's all one. It's all love, you guys, which is true it's true, but to really live that, we cannot bypass the repressed emotion. And we all have repressed emotion. So, it's a stage. It's a stage on the journey of awakening to get to this place of repression. But a lot of people are bypassing the repression because really it's new. It's a new level of consciousness. It's an evolving level of consciousness that people are realizing that this repression is running the show still. And one thing with Scott is like he awakened to his true nature, free. And yet he still had sex addictions and he still, was suffering with his intense pain. He's had all this suffering and yet he knew who he was. And he was like, what is going on? So he set out to really figure it out. What is going on? And he figured out he was an anger repressor. He had all this anger. And thank God, I'm so grateful for Scott. He's a pioneer. And he's paving the way for true, like to get to the point of true freedom. We all want to be our authentic selves. Like we all want to just, I don't even know what that means too. And there's a lot of anger about that. I don't even remember what my authentic self is. But I think authenticity is just being able to express wherever we're at and not being so like shut down and protected and like playing it safe with everybody. We all just want to be authentic. And we don't, and we're all just like trying to get the love from outside of us, like getting love and approval and staying safe and stuff. And it's all part of the me structure that's stuck. That's not freedom. So like my whole paradigm is just like turned 180. And I'm not throwing out all the work that I've done so far and all the anchoring and presence and, seeing the truth of who I am, that, I'm not this personality. I'm not what's coming and going. And there's been openings into that. And like the last opening, after the last opening into that, there's like, okay, here comes the repression. And it was causing so much suffering. So that's why I was like, God, I need something to work with this. And yeah, so that's where I'm at now. Because we can't be fully free in our skin and feel like we can just be free in our skin if we don't express all emotions. We need to be able to let all emotions and all feelings and all expressions flow through. And so there's unconscious programming that's saying in this body, don't express anger. Keep it down, keep it down, keep it down, keep it down. Because that meant losing love, losing connection in my family. And my dad was the angry one, and I'm getting really angry about that. It's like, I get to be fucking angry now, Dad. You're not the only one that gets to be angry. But he would storm in and with his anger, his repressed anger, and just be all like an asshole and bitter. And I would just have to be quiet. We would have to be quiet and be like, play small, not upset Daddy, But that was all a reflection of my own anger, like coming in from other lifetimes too, most likely. Coming in, creating this family where Dad's angry, and me thinking, oh, Dad's the angry one. Fuck him. But he was just, and I was taking all that in, but he was just a reflection of my anger, and I had to stuff it down to stay safe, because he would yell at us and hit us and have outbursts, and it was really scary. So, I learned to be really nice and sweet and make everybody laugh, like everybody, let's just feel good, everybody. And that was my default. And my mom was just like, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're happy, we're happy, we're happy. Like there was all this like, we're happy, be happy, be happy, like fake happiness that I learned also. But this body shut down, 13 years ago because of all that repressed emotion and all that fakeness, and just like overwhelmed, like I can't handle being in this world anymore, this fake world. But I'm the one that's been being fake. I didn't know it. I'm the one that's been a repressed anger expressor. I'm a repressed manifestor. I'm like completely imploded manifestor, and it's taken me 13 years to realize it. I know, but yeah, I mean the programming is strong, right? But this, I really feel this is the key to becoming my authentic manifestor self, is like really going into this anger. So that's my update. It's been 3 weeks. I'm seeing slowly little results. I'm having sessions with other people and also doing my own practice and meeting with the little group. And this is going to continue. So just want to, like, for my own documents, like documenting my own journey, where I'm at now. I look like freaking haggard. You can't see my eyes right now, but my eyes have so much tiredness under them. All these wrinkles, and I feel freaking haggard. Like I've been through the ringer, and I know I'm not the only one. But it's been intense. It's been really hard, and I haven't been okay. Okay? I'm just admitting that I haven't been okay. And but there's hope. There's always something that comes in that's like, okay. Yeah, and this is really good because it's not looking to some supplement or some device or something outside myself. It's the inner work. It's inside out path. Making the unconscious conscious. And yeah, I intend to be healthy. I intend to live a full life and be creative and joyful and just like live a freaking life. And like I want to create, I want to write, I want to help people. I want to be healthy. Yeah, I just want to be like a healthy person. And that's it. I think that's it for now. Thank God for the animals. These animals, these dogs I've been taking care of have been my freaking lifesavers. They get me out walking and nature. Oh my God. I would be dead. In low-dose naltrexone. Thank God for low-dose naltrexone. Although I've been taking too much and it's making me feel weird. It's definitely a weird dosage thing with low-dose naltrexone. What else? I think that's it. I got a 4-month house sit. I'm going to be like diving into this work, and in this winter, I'm in this beautiful place in Oregon, Bend, Oregon. It's so beautiful. I got this beautiful house with just a cat and some plants, a view. It's like amazing. Like I got to Bend, Oregon for a house sit, and something in me was like, ooh, I think I might be here a while. And I was going on a walk along the river, the Deschutes River, every day, and just like falling in love. And my heart was like, I really want to be here. And then it was like, well, it's going to take a miracle because I have no income, very little money to pay rent, no money to pay rent. I'm just surviving. And so like literally 2 days later, as soon as my heart decided I want to be here, I saw this listing on Trusted House Sitters for a 4-month house sit in Bend, and I applied and I got it, and it's so wonderful. Okay, lots of love to you out there, and it's really not an easy time. Pluto at the 29th, the last degrees of Capricorn. December, January, it's not easy. I'm sure a lot of people are not doing okay, just like I have been. And just sending you a lot of love, and stay alive. Keep going. It's going to get better. Just, yeah, stay alive and check out Kiloby.com. There's like a group community. You can join the community for free for 2 weeks and check it out. See if it's a path that you want to head down. I'm probably going to be learning how to facilitate. All right. Sending love to you, and please say hi. Yeah, if you got this far, say hi. Tell me how you're doing. Yeah, that's it. Lots of love.